Welcome to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we discuss which deck might win the World Championship of Vanguard in a few hours. So if you know or don't know, in a few hours we will see the Vanguard World Championship unfold before our very own eyes. And after my previous Worlds video, lots of you asked me what I thought would win. So let's think about it for a moment. Consider that the Zoo Nation booster is not legal in the English format yet. So we have a post-GBT 13 meta. The biggest contender, in my opinion, is probably Deleters. It doesn't care about GB. It rushes face, deletes your Vanguard, pins you against the wall with stand triggers and spits on your corpse when it's done. Keep in mind, Tavas, Overlord and Chaos are going to be the top contending decks. All of those can be caught off guard in Deleter's rush. Chaos is in this interesting spot where Tavas can shit all over it and some other clans got unlockers, but apart from Tavas, those clans are generally not very relevant. So Chaos' biggest fear is Tavas. It also doesn't really like Vanguard-centric Overlord, but beyond that it still has solid matchups against virtually everything, including ZTB and Luard. The question is, will we even see virtually everything? At a high-stakes tournament like the World Championship, I doubt many people will play their favorite rogue decks. I am assuming we will see a lot of Overlord and Savas, and for that reason I believe some people could be scared away from running Chaos. Regardless, it's out there. If I'm wrong and Chaos somehow still runs rampant, then we might also see some Messiah fun. The Wiseman loop is also a solid option. When piloted right, this deck is insanely deadly, but the West generally seems to stay away from it. It also doesn't like Denial Griffin, which brings us to the next guest. Overlord is a very strong contender. Denial Griffin fucks with a lot of decks and those consecutive 5 drive checks are really potent. It can also deal with the Chaos matchup very well if that becomes relevant. The only thing Overlord is relatively afraid of is Savas, which brings us to my homeboy Savas. I have mixed feelings here. If it wasn't for Deleters, I think Savas would win Worlds. But then again, even with Deleters, it stands a really solid chance. Once the deck stabilizes beyond the rush, it can hit back pretty damn well. But do I even want Tavas to win? Keep in mind, Bushiroad announced they would keep the World's results in mind when making their new ban list. I don't want Bushiroad to blindly hit Tavas or even Overlord with a banhammer just for winning. I'd say none of the decks in the current circuit are really oppressive. There are easily like 7 or 8 decks that could win this whole thing, so it'd be unfair to restrict the deck just because it tops. Overall, in terms of likeliness, I'd say this is my list. 1. Deleters. I think these will win Worlds. 2. Tavas. I see a relatively high possibility of this guy topping purely because it can deal with Overlords and Chaos so well. It's one of the few decks that has multiple outs to both. 3. Overlord. Being Vanguard centric is very handy and board wipe is annoying for a lot of tier 1 decks from a few months ago. Denial Griffin is also a major threat. 4. Chaos. Even though it hates to see Tavas, it can destroy any other relevant rearguard centric deck. Now, what would be even more hilarious to see is a total rogue top. Imagine fucking Blasters winning the whole thing, or even more hilariously, Muakumo. One can dream, but for now this is my prediction for the World Championship of Vanguard. Now, if you want to check out Worlds, the stream will probably start in about 10 hours. I will leave a link in the description and in the comment section, so you can check it out with me. As always, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel and click that fucking bell button next to the subscribe button. A wise man once said, clicking the Solemn Vanguard YouTube bell button grants your favorite rogue clan support in one of the next sets. Either way, let me know in the comments down below what you think will win Worlds and let's get some discussion going. Ciao!